welcome back to Shop Talk. I'm the editor of Greenhouse Grower Magazine, Janeen Wright, and I am here on Skype with our contributing editor, Allan Armitage, Dr. A. And Allan, I just got some cool stuff today, my very first. I got some new plants from, Ball today. And, it made me think I was out with the coworkers the other day taking some pictures at the garden center. And they were looking at the new stuff and that was in the garden center. And they're like, oh, this is really cool. But to me, it wasn't new because we'd just been at CAST. We'd just seen the new. So the question I want to throw out to you is, what do you think is new? Because I think there's different terms depending on who we're talking about.
Well, good morning, Janeen. Yes, the whole new plant thing has evolved, devolved, and revolved every year, it seems. Look, our industry is based on the fact that we have something to talk about. And something to talk about certainly are new plants. And the new plants, by some people's definition, are better than old plants, but not necessarily. But, we claim that this is better than the one before, and that's fine. And so we're always going to be breeding new plants. And I think that's great because, as I have mentioned many, many times before to you as well, nobody walks into your garden center and asks, what's old? They always ask, what's new, if they ask for anything. But I think the whole new plant thing is lost on about 90% of our consumers. That is, most consumers who walk into the garden center, and certainly when we're talking about annuals, they get a bit of a bum deal. They sort of get whatever's in flower, and most time the labels don't really tell you this is new. They don't really tell you very much. In fact, in some terrible places, all they do is say 4-inch red petunia. So I think that new is really important to us as an industry, to the people on the floor selling the plants, that they know it's new, because your neighbor and my daughter certainly doesn't know.
Right. Yeah. I think that they're, to what's new to the consumer and new to like a horticulturist or a grower is, very different. And for them, sometimes new might even be a plant they've never seen before. I had one of my coworkers ask me about a digitalis. What is it? He'd never seen it before. So to him, that was kind of a new thing.
But the overview of new is still very, very important. That I don't mean to be sarcastic when I say we need something to talk about. We always have something to talk about. But when a customer comes into the store and they're just wandering around, and if the staff on the floor know this is new this year, a new digitalis, for example, hey, this is really cool. Even if they don't know what digitalis is, that is, even if the consumer doesn't really know it well, they can say this is new and this is really much better than we've had before. Why don't you give it a try? And but the fact that it's new really doesn't mean a whole lot to the person buying the plant. It still has to perform. That's the only thing they really care about. What problem does it solve for me? Is it fragrant? Is it a pollinator? Is it this or is it that? But behind the scenes, we have to have new stuff. And I'm really pleased we do.
Well, Allan, we've delved just, barely touched the surface of new plants. Do you have any, before we wrap up the video, do you have any more comments or things you might want to discuss in a future video about them?
Oh, we can go forever, that's for darn sure. But one of the things I'd like to mention next time, for example, is the difference that I see at the consumer level, or the landscape level for that matter, between the new annuals versus new perennials. Which ones are a little easier to know if they're new or not. And for the growers and the greenhouse people, I think this also makes a big difference.
Yeah, I totally agree. So we can delve into new plants a little bit more in one of our next Shop Talk sessions. And we hope that you'll go on the website, greenhousegrower.com, and look at some of the Shop Talk videos we've done on CAST. And we're planning to do lots more and bring out at least 1 or 2 a month. So be watching for them.